Good afternoon, St. Francis, and good afternoon, people of God. It is Sunday, the 9th of January, 2022. It is the feast of the baptism of the Lord, the 16th and final day of the Christmas season. A special afternoon on a Sunday posting because it is the end of the Christmas season, and it's important to mark that. Still, as you can see in the snowy northern boundary areas, coming back to North Carolina tomorrow. It's my last day up here in the snow-laden North Country. But the baptism of the Lord, feast of baptism of the Lord, that concludes the Easter season. Important to mark this day. It is a feast, not a solemnity, and so it does not rank on the same level as Christmas and the solemnity of Mary, the Mother of God, January the 1st. But it is a feast because the focus is not just on Christ, but also on us who have been baptized. And what are we supposed to take from this day, this final day of Christmas? Basically, in Luke's gospel, we have a very important important narrative of Jesus' baptism, because within Luke's gospel, there is no exchange between John the Baptist and Jesus about worthiness and appropriateness or the rightness or whatever it is of Jesus. Again, the one who is sinless being baptized by a baptism for the forgiveness of sins. In Luke's gospel, that does not happen. In Luke's gospel, all it says is that everyone was baptized and Jesus was one of them. The thing that does happen is that the heavens are open and a voice speaks from the heavens, "This is my beloved and my favor rests upon him." That recognition is what baptism, according to Luke's gospel, and it should be basically for all of us, is meant to express and is meant to convey to us. Not necessarily about washing away sins and original sin and things like that, because even in Jesus' command that we baptize at the end of Matthew's gospel, there's nothing said about the baptism for the forgiveness of sins, the remission of original sin, or anything about original sin. It's just, if people believe, baptize them, period. And so the understanding of what baptism does in Luke's gospel opens up for us a greater understanding of what baptism is. It makes us indeed, as Christ was named by that voice from the heavens, beloved and well-pleasing to God. Again, before we have to do anything to prove it, earn it, deserve it, everything else that the first letter of John has told us in the whole Gospels, in the whole Christmas season, is now come to kind of a final exclamation point on this Feast of the Baptism of the Lord. It is out of love that God creates. It is out of love that God wants us to prosper and become the people that we are meant to become. It is out of love that we should function in this world. It is out of love that we should see and view ourselves as images and likeness of God. It is out of love, it is out of love, it is out of love, and nothing more. The fact that Jesus is baptized like everybody else is an affirmation of God's love for creation. No more, no less. Not about sin, not about original sin, not about everything that we've done wrong, but a focus upon what is good and wonderful about being human, which is really what this entire Christmas season has hopefully helped to reveal to us once again, and perhaps for us to maybe pay a little bit more attention to. In this world in which there are so many people who are vying for attention as to what is right and what is not right, of how we should act, of how we should be, of what we should be doing, knowing first and foremost that we need to be people of love, who act out of love, who embrace love, who live in loving ways, is first and foremost of what it means to be a believer in this world, and something that this entire Christmas season has called us to. It is not something that just lasts for 16 days this year, but it's something that is meant to last for every day that we live as believers in this world. As we move from the celebration of the Christmas season, may the understanding of our own belovedness by God, of our own being well-pleasing to God, of our own being a creation of God's love, help us to inspire others to see themselves in such ways to bring hope and healing to this world. A blessed final day of Christmas, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord always give you his peace.